looking kind of nice. What are your substats looking like? What are your substats looking like? Liberation damage bonus 15%. Okay. We got a nice 15% on there. And we're using static mist. We took the sensible option. We did in fact take the sensible option of getting static mist and not forking out for her weapon, which is kind of mid. Let's be real. Out of all the weapons that exist, Chikona's might be some of the most mid. Too much ER? Hey, you can never go wrong with, you can never go wrong. Let's take a look at the echoes and see what's up. Where's all this ER coming from? Oh, this is kind of, oh no. This is kind of, hey, whoa. That's kind of a sad forecast. That's kind of a sad forecast. Hey, let me mute myself. This forecast is kind of upset. It's kind of upset. Why did you leave it so barren and bare? Yeah, he broke on a double death roll. And it's like, nah, I'm keeping it. It's actually one of the worst forecasts I've ever seen. This, however, you've got 4 out of 5, but all of them have rolled kind of mid. Your crit rolled giga shit. Your crit damage is mid, and your ER rolled mid. It's like you got fucked. It's like you got 4 out of 5, but they all rolled mid. So, you know, it kind of evens out. I did 45 modifiers to make her echoes good, and that forecast for at least saw, which told 20 of them. Damn, holy shit.
Oh yeah.
4 out of 5 is good, but 4 mids out of 5s is equivalent to like a really good like 2 out of 5. My crit rolls exist for all mid. Oh. Okay, this one's nice. Okay, this might be contender for one of the best echoes we have on here right now.
See the future of the world.
Decent crit damage, really good crit rate. You have ER. Pretty nice. I use 10% ER. This build is cooked, to be honest. Hey, we're chilling. Don't be mean, we're chilling. ER just happened to appear, okay? Look, see? Energy regen happened to be here. We have crit rate, crit damage. Energy regen just happened to be here as well, okay? We can't just make the ER go away. We simply just can't make it go away, okay? How's that one cost looking? Ooh, okay. This is, bro, you have ER in like 3 pieces. That's crazy. That's where it came from. You just happen to roll ER in 3 pieces. Yeah, I don't know about this one cost. Again, you kind of got cocked by death. Crit damage would have been solid. Would have been solid. He could solo Chikona with this much ER. This is pretty nice. This is a really nice one cost. I like this one. This one cost makes me happy. Honestly, I would probably consider re-rolling this one. I would maybe consider re-rolling that one cost. Like legit. I would maybe consider doing it. Who knows? Get that crit damage. Yeah, honestly, if you had a better forecast, this might be fine. You'd be chilling. Like get that like 275 crit damage. You'd be chilling. You're chilling. But at least she fucking, you know, she works. Great.
The power to split.
Well, we've seen the Cardathea. We've already taken a little peek at this Cardathea. 73 crit rate, 276 crit damage. We're in 50k HP. This is like a perfectly well done Cardathea from the looks of it. Let's have a look at your basic attack. 21% basic attack damage bonus. Your ER is insane. I don't even know how you've got that much ER.
How
did you get that much ER? I'm so curious where this came from. I'm so curious how this came to be. So we have rank 2 Defias Thorn. Okay. Rank 2 Defias Thorn. Where did all this ER come from? Let's find out. Okay. HP. Crit rate, crit damage, energy regen. You did roll pretty low though. Apart from ER, you did roll pretty low. It's fine, but you could fish for something better eventually if you wanted to. I feel like with this one. Another ER roll. another ER roll. Also, resident skill damage bonus is fine. It's okay. Gonna take forever with that one. Yeah. Also, you know, it's just a shame that you rolled low. It's just a shame. It's just a real shame that you rolled like kind of low with like crit damage. But this is like, isn't it? You know, I think all of us would be ecstatic with this. All of us would be ecstatic with this one. Resident skill dash bonus is not the worst stuff to have. Add to these 45 modifiers. Bro has to be the son of John Kuro. Cucked by low crit rate, but it's fine. You have high ER, high HP crit damage. Holy shit, bro! You just rolled ER on everything. This is where the high ER came from. Bro had it rolled on everything. Holy 21% crit damage, dude. What the fuck? And there's bro just rolled ER. How did you manage to roll ER and everything? Yo, Kamina, I have to know. Was that by accident that everything just happened to have ER? Or did you make that happen? Yes, that it was an accident? God damn. Oh, and here we go. We have HP, crit rate, and crit damage. Okay, so this is like, I guess this is the last one that you're working on, right? Is this the last one you're working on? Just to get that final one cost echo? That's really cool. I'm gonna have fun playing this later. I'm gonna have fun playing this. That's gonna be really cool. That's gonna be fun. We're definitely gonna try this Cardathea. We're definitely gonna have a lot of fun trying out this Cardathea. Zanny! Ooh! Okay, the Zanny looks kind of similar to mine. Let's see. 118 ER. We're okay on the ER. Resident skill 24.4. Ooh, look at that. This is a really nicely built Zanny. And her weapon. This is a really nicely built Zanny. Crit damage, crit rate heavy. Low rolls, but you know, he works. Your other echoes must be kind of goated then. Holy, another 21% crit damage. That's peak. And you have 2 attack stats. 2 attack stats, damage, doom crit rate. Nice. Please don't forget to check sequences. Oh yeah. Okay, full cost, we're chilling. Again, 3 costs we're chilling with. You guys needed. She's one shot everything. Yeah, exactly. Crit, we got some crit damage, crit right on there. Okay, we got 2. We got okay, nice. With 21%, we got the nice. We got the and more ER. More ER, crit damage rate, ER. We're just stacking crit damage rate on this. That's what we're going for. Just stack it on crit damage rate, but it don't fucking matter if Zaddy's S6. It don't fucking matter what the echoes are when your Zaddy is S6. You could put her on fucking nothing and she'll still rip, probably. So that's wild. That's really cool. That's really cool. I'm gonna have fun testing out the Zaddy as well. Yeah, I'm gonna have fun testing out the Zaddy. That's gonna be real cool. Fuck, I keep pressing the button. Okay. Ooh, okay. I wonder what set you have on. After my country, I realized that I can kill anything with a rotation, no matter the boss. Peak. What she does with pressure? True. What's Chacona's? Oh, good question.
The power to split and match method.
Okay, S0 Chacona. We have an S0 Chacona. We have a Peep and an S0 Peep. We have an S0 Peep. How much heavy attack do we have here? 15.8% heavy attack. Okay. Okay, we have 20. Oh, holy. These substats are like spread around. These are. Do you have a weapon? Oh, you do have Peep weapon. Okay. How we looking? I can tell you just gave her Zaddy's leftovers, right? Right. I can tell you how you just gave her Zaddy leftovers. Holy 90 crit damage though. Because I did the same thing. I put my Peep on my Zaddy left.
Today will be a fine day.
The divinity may foresee the future of the world, but I doubt they can predict which song people will play tomorrow. The divinity may foresee the future of the world, but I doubt they can predict which song people will play tomorrow. The divinity may foresee the future of the world, but I doubt they can predict which song people will play tomorrow. divinity may foresee the future of the world, but I doubt they can predict which song people will play tomorrow.
Today will be a fine day.
Leftovers too. That's all you need to do. Honestly, if you're just doing it for Zaddy, that's all you need. Just give it leftovers. I like using Zaddy Chakota team. You're crazy. You are crazy. I think you're crazy. Peep got the leftovers, but Peep is Peep. Peep is Peep. Oh, we got the swimsuit Carlotta. We got holy. We got the wowzers. We got this. Look at that. God damn. We got this holy. Look at that.
The divinity I alone will decide whether it's for show or for battle. I alone will decide whether it's for show. Understood. I am here to serve your will. Understood. I am here to serve your will. At your disposal. Worry not. I engraft you new. Victory favors me. Thank you. In the name of the Montellis. I alone will decide whether it's for show or for battle.
3, 4, 6, 3, 4, 6 more.
Quickly and swiftly. Insuffici. In front. Okay. Loading. Improvise. Ramming won't save you. In front.
She's so pretty. 2k attack, 73 crit rate, 310 crit damage. Bro, this Carlotta is just gonna rip on the sub site.
Okay.
I alone will decide whether it's for show or for battle.
Okay. Yeah, this Carlotta's gonna rip. Yeah, I can already tell with the weapon. Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah, look at that. Yeah, look at these. Look at that. Look at these. Look at these, brother. Look at these. 19.8%. Holy nice. A card of waddle. You go card of waddle. We card of waddle with the high walls. Again, great quit weight. This quit weight is great. Holy, another 21%. Another 21%. Crazy. Bro, you rolled pretty high on your crit damage on average. Even your other echoes, like your crit damage is always pretty, like, you roll pretty nicely. Yeah, you get it pretty nicely. Yo, one type of the shop, what's going on? Crit damage rolls? Yeah, the crit damage is wild. How many sequences do you have? Oh my god! Holy! Yeah, this is gonna absolutely rip again. This Carlotta is gonna one bang anything. One rotation everything. You haven't maxed her forte? How could you? S3 Carlotta but not maxing out? Wild. Wild. Resources are scarce, okay? No excuses. No excuses. Yeah, you're a disgrace. You're a disgrace for that one. How could you? How could you do that to best girl? Okay, how many more do you have? Oh my god, you have so many characters. You have so many characters. Okay, let's go.
Would you like
Okay, your Camellia actually looking... Okay, do you have a weapon? You do have a weapon. We do have 65 crit rate. That's a little bit, you know, on the interesting side, but your basic attack is kind of stacked. Basic attack kind of stacked though, 25%. Holy gamoly. We're using a fancy Grievous. Okay, this is pretty fine. Where's the issue here? I think really the only thing you need, to be honest, the only thing you need, I think, is to just get a better forecast. Yeah, the rolls are pretty low. Like, the annoying thing is you have a lot of the stats you want, but they don't roll. This is, you can probably keep this one. Like this one, for example, you could definitely re-roll. And this is going to be more difficult to replace. But yeah, I think obviously getting a new forecast and maybe yoking off this one or replacing one cost would be the best thing to do initially. Still gonna rip it, still do nice damage. That crit rate is kind of whatever, but yeah. Okay, who's next? Zaza. We do have a weapon. We do have a weapon, and we do have an Empyrean. I'll be real, I haven't built my Zaza yet. I still haven't built mine. But this is looking good. She's also S6 by the way. Wait, Camelia's S6?
The painting isn't finished yet.
But I am a software dev though. Kimina, how much have you spent? How much have you spent on your account? How much have you spent testing these characters? That's crazy. Kitching sounds rolling all around. 4 to 5k? God damn. I have 2 S6s and I'm jealous. How's that weapon? Is that weapon R1? Damn. Honestly, why bother getting perfect rolls? Why bother getting perfect rolls when you have an S6 Camellia? You know? Like who cares?
Understood. I am here to serve. Would you like a fun game between the two of us?
21.
The purge has come.
Durability depleted. Improvise. Running won't save you. Let's take an eye for an eye. Glory to the Montellis.
Why bother getting perfect rolls? Why bother getting perfect rolls when you have an S6 Camellia? You know? Like who cares? At that point, who cares? Zaza looks like she's just here for the ride. Yeah, she's kind of in the gutter. Zaza's kind of in the gutter a little bit. that's oh god, low rolls. Holy low rolls. Oh, I was like, what the fuck is Inferno Rider? What am I looking at? Oh, it's kind of this echo's kind of sad. Oh, look at it. Oh, look at it. Oh no, it's crying. This echo is crying. Oh no. Oh no. Oh god, what are these, bro? This Zaza is crying. Yo, Abel, thank you for the subby. I just focus on crit rate for the set bonus. That's fair. All right, who's next? Chang Li. Any? Oh my god.
The stars rest in silence.
Insane. Insane. S6, but not maxed out. Blasphemy. Blasphemy. How's she looking? Oh, okay.
Understood. I am here to
Plan with convention, then conquer by ingenuity.
Okay, she's fine. She's fine. I mean, she's S6. I feel like it's kind of pointless looking at all the echoes. Resources? Just simply farm more. I mean, this is giga low rolls. This is giga low rolls though. Oh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good. 9.9 and 19.8. Yo, we got all those 9s, man. We got shit tons of 9s on this one. Again, fine. You rolled like a decently high crit rate here and then a decently high crit damage here. Check S2. Oh, 25 for 8 seconds. Okay, that everything makes sense now. Yeah, everything makes sense. Everything makes sense. Just stack crit damage.
Did anything happen?
Just stack crit damage. Yeah, she's fine. Yeah, Jamie's fine. You know what? She's on a 100% crit rate. She's on a 100% crit rate. That's
Specific for you.
oh. What is with S6ing everyone and then not maxing them out? It's still a work in progress. Let's see. Oh my god. Again, I don't think you need to worry about her echoes. You know what I mean? I just don't think we need to worry about her echoes, man. I just don't think we need to. It's like S6.
Understood. Today will be a fine day. May I pray for anything specific for you? It would be my honor.
The experiment begins.
No rush. The impatient ones will fall right into our lap. No rush. The impatient ones will fall right into our lap.
The experiment begins.
No rush. The
experiment begins.
With time. Loading.
Holy judgment. Divine grace. Back off. Zapstring. It's our curtain call.
Variable elimination. Integration initiated. All shall reveal itself. Exploit prime.
The experiment begins.
Reconfiguration. Insufficient energy.
I'll pay it back tenfold.
Physical damage detected.
Holy judgment.
Like, what are we to say? Like, what do we... I mean, yeah, this forecast here. Oh, we're doing 4-4-1-1-1. Oh. We're going... Yo, Eric, they give us the 2 subbies. We're rolling with 4-4-1-1-1 on this one? Crazy. Crazy. Okay, crazy work. Yeah, so... How these one costs looking? 6.3, 16. 21%. Oh, get cocked by the low crit rate then, damn. Can we have a test drive for the Chang Li and the Jinxie? Oh, we'll test all of them out. I think that's what I want to do. I just want to test all these characters now. Yin Lin, bro, I'll be real. I never really bother looking too deep into people's Yin Lins because she's just a fucking slap on moonlit set user. Yin Lin is just a check to see how good your moonlets are.
The stars rest in silence, awaiting their fated journey.
Yin Lin was the biggest bait ever. Who still uses Yin Lin? Yeah, we do have her on moonlit instead of Empyrean, but who fucking cares? Who fucking cares? She's S6. Who fucking... Jinxie's S6. Who cares? It doesn't matter. Honestly, you could throw on a fusion set and you'll still be fine at this point. You know what I mean? It's like we're chilling. We're chilling.
Do not let it guard down.
Of course we don't S6 the men. You know what? Obviously we pay no attention to the men. His stats are looking better than mine. I barely hit 2k attack on my Gion. At least we have the monkey. At least we have the Nightmare Monkey. And the Nightmare Monkey. Yeah, bro, I'm just mad that this Gion's still better than mine, even though it's like kind of mid. Look at that energy regen crit rate. What does this echo? What is this fucking echo? Why do we 25 this? Why the fuck did we 25 this echo? Why did we decide to do this? You should have stopped. Why do we keep going? I don't have any other. He's still better than mine. Sometimes you gotta full send it, right? And Shangli out. Hey, everyone else. Okay. Should we just solo Cardithia real quick?
You won't take true form.
Holy.
Revealed at last. Sand in the death there. Opponent. My blade.
Bro, you don't even have to swap or do anything.
Such is their blessing.
Heavens, descend.
Brother. That is crazy. That is crazy. I need to do, but that's so fun. I need to do that again. I need to see that again. Oh my god, the damage is insane. Dedicated farm unit? Oh my god.
Potions. Bow before me. Only a scratch upon my blade. Let's see that windstorm. Sweep all the way.
Brother.
Just that list.
You rotate.
Whoa! Bro, it just deletes things. It just fucking deletes things. It actually just deletes things. Let's see how quick we can do this. Let's see. Hang on.
Repent, for silence beckons.
Sounding the death knell.
Exonerate.
Furious tides. Split the heavens. You rotate. Be gone, wicked souls.
Okay, I forgot to echo.
Just that list.
Brother, holy shit. I like how you pulled Chacona for Cardathea, but like you don't need them. But like you just don't need them. You just simply don't need them. Chacona, okay. I feel like this is gonna take longer. I feel like this is gonna take longer. Doesn't she only give a buff on outro though? Am I crazy?
Listen, the trio of destiny.
Such is that list.
Be gone, wicked souls.
Repent, for silence beckons.
They fall. Tide, fly the crack.
Exonerate.
Windstorm. Sweep all the way.
It doesn't fucking matter. Like it actually just doesn't fucking matter. Do you know what I want to try? I just want to try this. I just want to try Changli on her own. Oh, she's very pretty.
Be reduced to cinders.
Sever. Take form.
Sever. Triumph through sacrifice. My blade will.
Oh wait.
No need to.
Is Crowner's resistant to fusion? Or am I crazy?
Make it fast. One wrong move.
No? So, does Changli just suck that bad?
Who's the caged bird now?
Sever. Take form.
This Changli's S6.
Perish in flames. Triumph through sacrifice.
Oh.
Mine are.
To cinders.
Take form.
Be fast. No need to glide. Necessary sacrifice.
Oh no. Oh no. Oopsie. Let's see S6 Jinxie on her own. Let's do S6 Jinxie on her own. Alright.
Onyx. It will be cleansed. Heaven ordains.
Banish all vice.
Take form. Let it end.
Oh my god.
So be it. Be swift. Sacred light. Take form. Glory not. Let it end. Fast in starlight. Sacred light. Thunder guide us. Beast withers.
Oh, I just have mad skill issue.
Much to be done.
I just have a mad fucking skill issue. Let me try Zanny. P. Look at Seal Idol Lords, that's real power creep.
Staring made of den.
Oh my god, I actually suck.
War with time. Loading. Sentinel protect crystals. Give me strength. Purify. Answer me.
No, but
In the name of Imperator.
I can stand anything. Knock some heads around. Don't stand in my way.
confession? Why is she? Why did? How did that happen? How did that happen? How did that happen? I want to kill myself in game. We're at 138 ER and Khan at 100 on the sheet thing. He just looks so confusing to me. How did that happen?
Divine
Light is sitting. Light is sitting asleep.
Shed no tear for me. Leave it to me. In war with time. Loading. Rectify.
Tear them to pieces. My oversight.
Physical damage detected. Loading.
Tear them to pieces. No mercy. I'll pay it back tenfold. Obedience is for me.
Yes. I engraft you new. Loading. Perish.
Tear them to pieces. Your time is over. Be gone. Obey me. I've had enough. Get lost. Think you got the
Variable eliminated. Conditions up.
Pierce through the stars. The experiment begins.
No rush. The impatient.
The experiment begins.
Understood.
The experiment.
Understood. I am here to serve your will. Oath from the heart. Loading. In war with time.
Tear them to pieces. Open that strength. It's our curtain call.
Variable elimination. Conditions up.
Durability low. Okay. Loading. Durability low. Shed no tear for me. Astral modulation.
Rejudgment.
Okay.
Variable elimination.
Tear them to pieces. Obey me. Time to wrap it up.
Variable elimination. Conditions up.
Pierce through the stars.
Damage. Is this how it ends?
Physical damage detected.
Yo, thank you for study, brother.
I engraft you.
Is this S tier? No, Zanny's S6. Tell me now.
Loading. Sentinel protection. Mover. Be my salvation. Together we stand. Shine, Holy Light.
Is this high team S6? No to Zanny.
Don't stand in my way. Reduce to dust.
Now I have a report to write.
Sentinel protect me. Judgment time. Purify. Together we stand. I engraft you new. Sentinel protect me. Ha!
This isn't my account. This isn't my. This is. I think it's very clear. This is very obvious. This is my account.
Efficiency. All of you at once. I don't do overtime. Come at me.
Barely a minute and Crownless was a death door. Bro has S6 of everything. Hate we with a passion. How do you fucking play?
Struggle harder. Entertain me. Let's have fun.
Oh, I should have tried that. How do you play Camellia solo?
Vitality, sour. Let's have fun. Don't run.
I still can't believe Camellia is Megan Martin. I have no idea who that is.
Crafting, suffer. Crimson blossom. It's getting fun.
Bye. Oh.
The lovely smell of all my prey.
God damn. I just want to try the Carter theme one more time. I just want to try the Carter theme one more time. Bro, I'll be real. This shit is kind of crazy. Oh my god, I'm so retarded.
Destroy the trial is oceans.
Bow before me. Chaos purified. Tide, rise and crash. Exonerate. Charge forth windstorm. Sweep all the way.
Be gone, wicked souls.
What you done here, Kamina? Kamina. W for what the fuck? There we go. That's the rating. The
No rush.
The power to split and merge matter.
You won't escape.
Repent. For silence beckons.
Vexing malice. Tide, rise.
The haunting whispers return.
My blade. Purge all evil.
The trial isn't over yet. Such is their blessing.
Be gone, wicked souls. witch's true form. Revealed at last. Sounding the death knell.
The haunting whispers return.
Be quiet as windstorm. Sweep all away.
I should try to smile more, you say? Like this? I should try to smile more, you say? Like this?
Today, I alone will decide whether it's for show or for battle.
Not worth mentioning. A change of perception. Not worth mentioning. A change of perception. Shackles be gone!
Art unveiled! Running won't save you. Let's take them together. Victory favors me. In the name of the Montellis. Improvise. Still.
Stay behind me. Frozen blockade. I have failed you.
Did I mess it up? Capture the spark! Here comes my compliment. Let's take them together. Brilliance lights the way! Quickly and swiftly. The world is mine! Not even close. Time to part ways. Masterpiece complete. It's the people. Give witness. take them together. You will yield. Stand down. Found your weak spot. Victory favors me. A new era awaits. Entropy art unveiled. My compliments. Let's take them together. The stage is set.
The rating is W for what the fuck.
Kick / Captain Cabinet Captain Cabinet.
Alrighty, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for us to talk about what many will probably consider the worst collaboration in gacha history, and that is none other than the Fate collab that has released very recently alongside version 3.4 of Honkai Star Rail. And one of the big reasons for why I wanted to do an actual review, I played a good part of the story without skipping, is because, well, this collab is coming alongside a 200 pull spending event. It's been in the works for a year, and it's one of the things that many people are saying is going to save Honkai Star Rail, right? So I wanted to give it a chance. I wanted to go ahead and give it my all in terms of trying to enjoy the story and see where the value is, because I am a Fate fan. I've seen Zero, all 3 paths, and then I've also seen the Heaven's Feel movies as well. And so the thing is that I've got a lot of knowledge of like the world and the lore coming into this, and so I'm expecting quite a bit coming out of it. But the unfortunate part is, ladies and gentlemen, this collab has a lot of issues. This collab has a lot of problems. And today, we're going to take the time to actually outline and point out what all of those issues are. I've got my VOD over here, and you'll see that the part that I left off was kind of like in the middle of like the 2-hour, 30-minute mark. That was where I actually stopped playing. And so, to start off with the very first issue in this quest, the lack of English voiceovers, and the lack of your ability to actually combine voiceovers from different languages to actually get a decent overall experience. You either choose all or nothing when it comes to this quest. You play in English and you understand the language, or you play in Japanese and then you get the voiceovers. It's one or the other. You can't have English voices for the other characters and then JP voices for the collab ones, which you probably would naturally want, knowing that English is not going to get the voicing. But that's not possible here. So it's either go fuck yourself or go fuck yourself in a slightly different way. Not off to a good start. Now, let's get into perhaps one of the worst parts of this entire quest. And that's finding out at the beginning that the quest has actually already happened. That's the first part of this quest. It's Robin telling you that the Holy Grail War in Penacony is already over. That's how this quest starts off. So there's no point at all. There's no stakes in whatever you're doing. That's what you already know. Then let's move on to the next piece. That's a bit of an issue. And that is all of the same entire storytelling issues that Honkai Star Rail has built a reputation for. And that is some of the worst camera angles and emoting in the history of the game. As we get through like more and more exposition, we start having like more chats, all of that stuff. We end up in the eyes of Scott, right? We find out why the Holy Grail is in Penacony, what it's doing. Old Odie is like the sort of like main dude, and Scott's supposed to be the main character of this quest. This entire quest is not a Fate collaboration. It is a Penacony side or main quest with Fate characters replacing NPCs. That is the amount of significance that the Fate characters actually have on the story. They're essentially NPCs. And the real evidence of that is the fact that roles like Assassin, Writer, Caster, so on and so forth, aren't actually taken on by any Fate characters. Instead, you find out during the exposition, well, they got Mr. Rekka. They got a fucking NPC to be Scott's servant. A fucking NPC. Except this time, instead of calling him Mr. Rekka, you gotta call him Grady. Then we just get more and more and more exposition for all the different master and servant relationships. And you wanna know the best part about this? I don't know what exactly it was, but they decided to take inspiration from ZZZ and actually show all of these master servants on TVs.
Oh, listen to that.
That's pretty good.
Wish grand contract. Just
Was
It's been a while.
and you can imagine where this led. And this is one part that I want to focus on in particular.
should I take care of this first?
Who's behind this prank? Maybe I should pass this to March and Don Hong instead. Wait, why is there graffiti on Pom Pom's hand?
They just have the same stock animation of Pom Pom brushing the floor as he's talking about a command spell that just appeared on his hand. And he just does this the entire time. This is something that's been in development for a year. This is something that they announced a year in advance. This is the collab that they're asking you to spend 200 pulls on. They have a spending event for this collab, and this is the effort that they're putting into the storytelling. This is the effort that they're putting into the actual plot of this fucking disaster. But don't worry, there's more. I'll be consulting my list on the side of what is wrong here. That's just a little bit of the exposition. We find out a bunch of different playable characters have servants. We go through more yap, find out about what's going on, and then we find out, oh boy, Scott's trying to get revenge on us for all the times that we have literally dog-walked him in the prior quests of the game. Scott is the main character. Mr. Rekka is the second main character, and a nameless other NPC that gets introduced later is the third main character. The Fate collab units might as well not even exist, and the story would not be impacted at all. Do you want to know what the role of the Fate collab characters is? It's to simply repeatedly tell people that they're not from this world, and to describe the dynamics of how they're not from this world. And this is the best part. You'll have all these characters show up. Lancer shows up for one part of the quest, and then just disappears and pieces out. He's actually Boot Hill's servant. Boot Hill will appear in the story, but Lancer won't be there. Lancer shows up for one section and then just goes MIA for 2 hours. Then we find out we actually ended up summoning Saber. And this is the thing, right? This is pretty cool. We get our first cutscene. We get our first cutscene. Awesome. Oh my gosh. Oh my, are they gonna do the thing where it's like, oh, they did the thing! That's possibly the only actual Fate reference that's in here, and this happens in every single route. There is nothing Unlimited Blade Works about this entire collab. They might as well have just put Fate Stay Night and nothing else. The only thing that makes this Unlimited Blade Works is nothing. There's nothing. The label is just put on there. I think it's literally false advertising. I think it's literally false advertising, the shit that they've done with this. It's a complete fucking joke. This is in all 3 of the routes. Then they basically just go ahead and start spending a bunch of time on more exposition about the Fate characters. So they go ahead, they talk about this situation that they have going on over here, about how the servants are from a completely different area. They need like different sources of power and they're not able to get it over here. So they have to eat a shit ton of food. This is repeated one time by Saber when she appears. It's repeated again by Archer and by Lancer as they're discussing with their masters, Adventurine and Boot Hill, and then it gets repeated a 3rd time later on. They literally cannot stop talking about why these characters are not at full strength and why they can't really contribute that much. They even manage to just repeatedly use some of the most bland, boring camera angles possible. Sure, they do use a couple more of them, but even when they're designing them, you'll have characters literally staring off into the distance, not even looking like they're a part of the conversation. He's looking at Boot Hill and Adventurine. Archer over here is just looking at fucking nothing. He's literally looking at nothing. Looking at nobody. And then we have some of the issues with his model as well. There's one pose where he crosses his arms, and you just can't help but think to yourself, is his jacket just painted on? The textures that they put into this look ridiculous. That's not how coats work in real life. It's lifeless, it's bland, it's boring, it's absurd. So we have that. Now let's look at another servant that gets summoned. Over from our friend Robin. That's Caster. That's one of the powerful servants getting summoned into the Holy Grail War. That's Caster. Miss Note, a random no-name NPC. And she's the 3rd main character of the storyline. It's Mr. Rekka, it's Scott, and her. Everybody else is literally a side character. The collab characters are side characters in the collab. It's actually featured around a bunch of random Penacony NPCs. And then you end up in a situation where everyone just ends up teaming up in the Holy Grail War. A war that to Fate fans is when everybody fights each other to the death. Master and servant versus master and servant. But how are you going to have a dynamic of everybody fighting each other to the death when all of these characters are allies? They're all friends. The only party in this master-servant thing going on that is against the main character and all the playable characters is Scott. That's why he's the main character. This is also the 3rd time where they decide to go ahead and do the exposition about why the characters are not as strong. Like,
The wind rises.
let's find the moment right here. And that's why I react like that, because this is the 3rd time that they've said the exact same thing. That's because I don't come from Penaconian history. I don't come from the history of your world at all. It is repeated over and over and over again for the first hour and a half of this quest. They keep talking about this, even though the viewer has seen it at least 3 times. I get that there's a need to provide context for people that maybe haven't seen Fate and are jumping into this collab, but 3 times in the first hour? Are we serious here? This is like Paimon, except every character is Paimon. And so, naturally, you find out that they're all buddies. You all find out that they have no issues at all. And so, naturally, right, you can't have the conflict of the Holy War. It's not possible, because the Holy War is about people fighting each other. So what's the point when everybody is an ally? And this is probably one of the worst parts about the collab, is how these devs over at Hoyoverse have completely bastardized the lore of the Fate franchise. And Fate fans over here should have probably noticed this one. What's one thing about Saber that's kind of like her secret that anybody that's watched any of the anime would know? It's that Saber puts an invisible field across her weapon so that nobody knows she's using a sword. That's like why her sword is not visible. You're literally not supposed to be able to see it. And this random no-name fucking NPC just mentions that she has a sword. You want to know the only time that she sees Saber fighting? Right here. Get ready. Looks like everyone's hungry. Oh, everyone's getting a bite to eat. Check this out. Right, it's Saber's literally invisible sword that nobody's supposed to be able to see, because that's one of her literal defining characteristics, is them not knowing what her weapon looks like. And the character immediately knows. The character immediately knows that she's holding a sword. what the fuck? What is even going on here? Let's move on to some more parts. And this is where stuff starts getting really, really, really bad in the story. This is where stuff really starts going downhill. There's some of the things that I've been pointing out so far, you might consider them nitpicking. You might consider them just overall critiques of the entire HSR story. Let's get into where stuff starts becoming really, really, really bad. And that's when we actually get into the main plot development of the story. And we begin realizing, at this moment in time, the collab characters might as well not exist. And you want to know what this segment tees off with? An absurdly long text from one of the playable units, Boot Hill. This is what the text looks like. And that tees off this section. So let's take a look at it. You end up trying to meet up with your allies, and then you're immediately thrust into this situation. You can see everybody over here, and you begin wondering to yourself, where's Lancer? Boot Hill is right here, the master of Lancer. Archer's right there with Adventurine. Where the fuck is Lancer? And this is what I meant by bro literally just disappears for an entire 2 hours of the story. Maybe they're making a joke about him dying, because it happens all the time, right? But this is really more so my take. I believe that the HSR devs had some sort of contract with, like, the VAs of the Fate franchise, and they only had a specific number of lines that they could use. And so they went ahead and used up all of those lines on bullshit exposition that nobody gave a fuck about, a bunch of, like, just actual dialogue below that added nothing at all to the story. And so they had to find some way to fill out the runtime of the quest. And you want to know how they did it without having the voice actors ready to go? This is just my take, by the way. Check this out.
The experiment.
All right, surely we'll get to play Archer here. Surely we'll get to use Archer here. Keyword, silent.
Action.
I think they ran out of voice lines. And you see here it starts at 3:42:30. And by the time I force quit this quest, because I have to end up playing as fucking Hanu, I end up transforming into Hanu, right? Check this out. Oh. I try to keep going until I end up in a Hanu section, and I just force quit the quest because there's no voices. All I'm doing is fighting a bunch of NPCs, and the only interaction I get with this game is I'll go ahead. You'll go from dialogue to dialogue. It's all silent. There's no voices for any of these. It's dialogue to dialogue to dialogue, and the only time you get to walk and like actually control your character is you walking for about about 2 seconds, maybe 1 second, and then you immediately get thrust into another dialogue. Some of the characters are voiced. They work. Hey, this is 1 year, guys. Surely we're gonna fight something now. It's just dialogue after dialogue after dialogue. And it's so hard to find the moments where it isn't dialogue because that's just all this quest is. It's just you talking. And then you get to fight once in a while. And the thing is, as you're gearing up and you're ready for the fights, right, you're with the collab units. You're with the collab characters. And you want to know what happens when you actually finally get into a fight? You don't have the collab characters on your team. You don't have the trial unit. You literally just slot in with the initial team that you had before you started the collab quest. Even though they're both right there, they both have kits and their banners are both up there. Why do you think Chainsaw Scott is the only one with a voice here? I legitimately think the devs mismanaged this fucking project, had to find some way to pad the runtime of this quest because God forbid they have a quest shorter than 3 hours. And they just were like, fuck, wait, it doesn't make sense for the playable characters to be here and not have voice lines. Fuck it, just don't put them in. Just don't let them fight with them. And you want to know how I know they fucked up in the drawing room? Because after this fight, read what the guys say. So this is the power of heroic spirits from another world. What power? We didn't see them fight. We didn't use them. Wouldn't this line have made more sense if we used trial characters of Archer and Saber to go beat that enemy? Isn't that what this voice line seems to be referencing? The fact that we used the trial characters to beat the boss. Oh, wait. We did it. We did it. Because I'm pretty sure, like I said before, this was all meant to be voice. And the devs fucked up the management of this project, lost the VAs, and now they have to sub in whatever this trash is. And this goes on for over an hour. It's just all silent. Everything is silent. There's nothing going on. And every single combat you fight, you just end up using your team and none of the trial units. But don't worry, there's one time where the characters fight. Are you ready for this? Check this out.
The battlefield is dynamic.
Come on, come on. Surely we get to use Saber now. Watch this, guys. They put in a 2D image. They put in a 2D image of Saber riding one of the dinosaur enemies in Penacony. Wait, is this just a 2D image? Wait, are they already saving enough money by not having the voice actors? You want to know how the fight gets resolved? Okay, now Saber is a writer. That was a fight. That was the fight. This is one of the worst quests I've ever seen. This is legitimately the worst fucking quest I might have ever played in Honkai Star Rail. It's like the devs were in a competition to see, could we make something worse than Amphorius? And then can we also insult HSR fans, Fate fans, both at the same time? They just completely, absolutely bastardize the lore of Fate. This is the last example that I'll show, and there are still so many things wrong with this quest. I know we talked about 2D PNGs. They also do it back here when they're starting to like summon the servants, and they actually have like one sequence where they're like hyping it up, right? Everyone's stepping into the summoning circle, and they're about to do like some crazy shit. And you want to know how they hype it all up? Check this out.
Whistle and obey the crispy, crumbly pom-pom pie.
That's a 2D PNG.
Then answer.
Right, is this a bunch of 2D PNGs?
I have not come to bring all the good in the world, but I am fated to perish, defeating all evil in the world.
So that's how low budget this entire quest is. That's what an absolute cash grab, hype molestation, lore-destroying piece of shit this collab is. I am baffled that Hoyoverse actually did this. It's a complete joke. This is why I'm telling you this is the worst collab in the history of gacha. And this is the last bit that I think I'll go with. Right as they're getting into the middle of this arc, there's something hilarious that occurs. Scott tries to use a command spell to control his servant, which is Grady. Grady is Scott's servant. Scott tries to use a command spell, and then Grady, the assassin servant, just says, nah, I'm good. Is Fate one of those series where the servants are just supposed to be like, nah, I'm good, when a command spell is used? Disgusting. I don't think that's what it's supposed to be. And the servant fires his own master after that happens. I get it. It's a joke. It's a comedic thing. But this entire quest is a complete comedy. You're having a holy grail war where historically the characters are supposed to fight to the death. And every single master is buddy-buddy with each other. And so naturally, they're never going to actually end up fighting. There's never a single stake when it comes to this quest. There's no reason to care. And this is all teed off by you finding out the quest is already over. Because this is a flashback. Once again, ladies and gentlemen, it's a complete flashback. The entire thing. And so you're just constantly asking yourself across this entire 4+ hour story, what reason do I have to care about anything that's going on in here? And then they just put in all this bullshit minigames. You turn into Hanu. And that's where I decided to put it down because I'm just thinking to myself, these devs aren't respecting my time. These devs hate me. And they hate every single player that plays the game. And they hate every single Fate fan that plays the game. Because what in the fuck even was this? This is like a 4-hour episode of Carnival Phantasm, but you didn't know that's what you were watching. You went in, you were about to watch Heaven's Feel Part 2 or 3, and instead you got a 4-hour episode of Carnival Phantasm. That is what this collab feels like. What is the Unlimited Blade Works label doing on this? There is nothing in here that is even slightly relatable to any of the Fate arcs. There's no differentiators. Or at least in the first 2 hours and 30 minutes of this quest, there's nothing that makes this seem like Unlimited Blade Works. What a joke. What a complete bastardization. What a scum fucking job. And that's all I'm gonna say about this one. And you know what? What I said before, that was an insult to Carnival Phantasm. This is like a 4-hour, 1 out of 10 episode of Carnival Phantasm. It's an insult to the fucking, it's an insult to that series to even try to compare it to it. Yeah, my apologies for that one. That'll be my take. And all I gotta say right here is, holy moly, what a complete fucking miss. Let me know what you all think, ladies and gentlemen. Peace.
Somehow, he didn't have any connection to anybody else. What are the odds?
This is the worst cover-up of my lifetime, the Epstein
so far
case. The reason I'm talking about it so much is because if you can get away with this, you really can get
It is, yes, exactly. It is a litmus test.
away with anything. If the government can tell people to not believe what they just said a few months ago and have everyone be fine with that, that's just a level of gaslighting that I refuse to be a part of. Never forget, they just promised us names in the release of the Epstein files.
Breaking news right now, you're going to see some Epstein information being released.
What kind?
A lot of flight logs, a lot of names, a lot of information.
But in this case, in Epstein's case, it is incredibly disturbing. We have flight logs, we have information, names, that will come out.
Is it going to be shocking?
I don't see how it's not shocking. That there were so many individuals that were hidden and kept secret.
Coffee said nothing during Joe Biden's 4 years. He's a partisan hack. I think that it's fair to criticize Joe Biden for not talking about this, but it's also fair to say that Joe Biden didn't run on the platform of declassifying this. I think both things are true.
Not been held accountable.
Yeah, well, apparently there are no names to be given. No list, no blackmail. Epstein has now been pushed as a lone trafficker. It's the lone trafficker theory, guys. Essentially, the government's memo that they just released contradicts everything we've seen before, and now basically implies that Epstein was trafficking to himself, and Ghislaine Maxwell was trafficking to Epstein, and there was no other blackmail or trafficking going on.
Nobody had any idea that this was happening at all. Nobody knew. Nobody was part of it. It was just him. Wow, that's crazy.
Memo essentially implies his wealth and his power then would be just from his skill as a New York financier.
Jeff Epstein, the New York financier.
Basically, he was the world's greatest tax advisor by day, the world's greatest trafficker at night to himself, and the rich and powerful people who all flocked to him and to his island had no idea of this double life. That really is kind of the heart of the modern theory. Is it just all Epstein by himself, and then his friends just were there for his tax advice, despite not being a tax professional.
Yeah, they flew to his island on the Lolita Express so they could get advice on their taxes. What the fuck is going on?
Or a lawyer. Not only that, another huge revelation.
Oh my
the
God.
fact that really the government has increased the number of victims and decreased the number of perpetrators, right? We had the
logical entropy.
idea that there were these other perpetrators for a while, that they were just redacted because the government was building cases. Now we got pretty clear statements that there isn't evidence to bring future cases on third parties. But if you look at the original 2019 indictment, it says dozens of victims. This is from Ken Klippenstein. But the Epstein review says over 1,000 victims.
Wow, that's a pretty big difference. How'd that happen? Over 1,000 people, it was all just one guy. That's crazy.
So what happened, guys? And by the way, in the interim, they also increased the number to 200 to 250.
200 victims. 200. So we have well over 250 actually.
So we went from dozens to 200 to over 1,000.
And here's the thing. These inconsistencies are very well documented. Everybody understands them. They have this account. And if you pull up this account right here, so this rapid response account constantly goes around and they clarify and correct and communicate different types of misinformation that's being spread. Why aren't they doing that with these files? If there are so many of these misconceptions going around and it would be so easy to clear them up, why is it that you keep disproving this bullshit, but you can't seem to do any time doing the disproving of the important thing? I wonder why. This is some 1984 shit? There's no mainstream coverage of this? It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter because the videos of this content are getting more views than the mainstream media. And I want to say, guys, I appreciate it because a lot of you guys are the reason for why that's happening. Do you think Trump is really in the Epstein files? I don't know. Neither outcome would shock me. Him not being in it or him being in it, neither would shock me.
In the span of basically a year from the victims, like 10x the number of victims. But now there's no perpetrator. Like the perpetrators have been reduced. That's the crazy thing about what they're applying to this lone trafficker theory is pushing forward. It's also strange because previously, Epstein, in a court filing, is said to have provided information to the FBI as agreed upon. Case agent advised that no federal prosecution will occur in this matter as long as Epstein continues to uphold his agreement with the state of Florida.
What agreement is that?
There was some deal where Epstein was providing information to the FBI. What information? We don't know because...
So why don't we know that? Why don't we know that? I feel like that's kind of a pretty big one, huh? Damn.
No one else was involved. There's also the simple fact that if you go to the FBI records, what they call the vault, most of the files are just heavily redacted. So the idea that we got some transparency wave is literally a joke. Yes, it is true. There's
it is transparent because you can see right through the text into the white background. The text is 100% transparent.
Epstein list where there's like names written
down.
They weren't
lying.
But names exist in documents, on videos, in images, and they're all redacted. What's going on here? They're going to say, oh, it's all for the victims, right? But it's not all victim names. In addition to that, this lone trafficker theory is already on shaky ground when you think about Prince Andrew's settlement.
Who's paying Prince Andrew's $16 million settlement to Virginia Giuffre?
With Virginia Giuffre, where he paid $16 million to make civil sexual assault.
So there's civil sexual assault allegations. And who's that in the background? Oh, that's right. That's the woman in jail for trafficking women to Jeffrey Epstein. Huh. What are the odds? That's crazy. Wow.
Lend me your power. $15 to make civil sexual assault allegations go away. Now, of course, it's worth saying that he did not admit to guilt. This was a settlement, but that is what...
Fear no more.
True, but... Come on, what are we doing here? What are we doing?
Leave it to me.
You're always going to have with these rich and powerful people. In the same way, you also have Leon Black, who reportedly paid $158 million over 5 years to Jeffrey Epstein.
Wow.
Tax advice, and guess what? Leon Black.
What? So he paid $158 million approximately for what Black contends was services rendered and values received. Well, the problem is about what services that was. That's the issue. It's about what services rendered. What does that mean? Was it tax advice or was it something else?
Here's to Jeffrey Epstein for tax advice, and guess what? Leon Black, billionaire, also paid the U.S. Virgin Islands $62 million in cash
for
as
what?
part of a settlement, a non-prosecution, where they wouldn't go after him for anything. From quote.
Silence. Testing out.
Do you remember what I said yesterday about how when you have $100 million, you unlock a new talent tree, and whenever you have $1 billion, you unlock an extra multi-classing ability? Do you remember whenever I said that, you know, everybody, oh, you're closer to Donald Trump or these billionaires than we are? I don't think you realize the levels that these guys fucking operate at. This is insane.
Any and all claims of any nature whatsoever, specifically related to Jeffrey Epstein. It's worth noting that $15 million of this cash payment will be going to counseling programs and activities for mental health services. You also have Justice Staley, the former boss of Barclays. He directly admitted to having sex with a member of Epstein's staff.
Which one?
Don't you worry.
I mean, the staff, like, so... Yeah, I don't know about
this. Which you would expect if someone was running a trafficking operation.
This is what I think Trump should do. This is my best case scenario. Trump releases all of the files, all of the names, all of the people, redacts the victims, and just says, yeah, we're not really sure which ones of them are pedophiles and which ones aren't. Yeah, we don't know. Just straight up. That would be, yes, the purge, yes. Yeah, just putting it out there. Yeah, I don't know, but, you know, it could be these guys control yourself. Yeah, that'd be the most obvious. That would be, why would he release himself? He would be on the list too. Yeah, no, you're right. Pure fucking chaos. As I said. What have I said? Many times.
Though, I just have to say that there was a statement that this was entirely consensual, and I'm not saying anything about that. I'm simply saying the idea that Epstein was just trafficking for himself is unlikely to be true in my opinion. Later, Staley wrote to Epstein, "Say hi to Snow White." Epstein replied, "What character would you like next?" Staley responded, "Beauty and the Beast." And then Jeffrey Epstein said, "Well, one side is available."
The divinity may foresee the future of the world, but I doubt they can predict which song people will play
Again,
tomorrow.
the title of this video is The Worst Cover-Up of My Lifetime. This is crazy. They're not even trying. They're not. That's what's so insane about this. They're not even trying.
The future of the world. But
It's
I
so
doubt
bad. Yeah,
they
they're not
can
even trying to hide
predict
it.
which song people will play
Obviously,
tomorrow.
some type of coded message. You can read
Yeah,
into that
obviously.
for yourself, but all of this is public. That's what I'm trying to say. That's what makes the government's memo so infuriating. Is so much reporting has already been done. These settlements with powerful figures, under denials, yes, but also under very questionable circumstances, make just a complete denial and statement that all of this was just Epstein impossible to believe. In September 2009, Epstein also emailed a woman named Irina to tell her that Jess Staley is staying in the Berkeley Hotel in London tonight. Staley emailed Epstein the next day to say, "I should have taken your offer."
What the fuck is going on? This is insane. Who is Trump so scared of in the world that he's scared to release the files? I don't think that he's scared. I don't think scared is the word. I think that he doesn't want to release the files because it will implicate potentially himself and other people that he's aligned with and friends with. I think, though, Trump should realize at this point, bro, you survived an assassination attempt. Like, this is like, if there is any point that, like, you have some sort of fucking authority to just do the right thing, the fact that you are alive says that. Two of them? Well, the second one wasn't direct, to be fair. And there's probably like 50 of them that we just didn't even hear about. So, that's right. Yeah, just fucking do it, man. You shouldn't even be alive right now. Just do it. Oh, but it's gonna ruin all my friends' lives. That sucks. Too bad. Do it anyway. Fuck them. They had no problem roaching out on you after January 6th. And whenever you started becoming president, they flipped the script on you. No, fuck that. Fuck them. Do it anyway. They don't give a fuck about you.
Moment of resonance.
According to the Times. There's also this book by one of the 60 Minutes correspondents called A Ticking Clock, where he says that he met with Ghislaine Maxwell, and he said, "I want the tapes." I said to Maxwell at a table at Regency Bar, "I know he was videotaping everyone. I want the tape of Trump with the girl." She didn't deny the existence of the tapes, but said, "I don't know where they are."
I don't know where they are implies they exist.
Apparently replied, "Ask Epstein," and she gave him a stern look and pointed a finger at my face. "I'm the daughter of a press baron. I know the way you people think. If you do one side, you must do the other. If you get tapes on Trump, you have to do Clinton." Now,
Great idea. Yep, these conditions are acceptable. You're telling me we get 2 in 1? Oh my god! I didn't think we could be so lucky. We're about to get a hard reset? Yes.
Again, what you make of a third-hand source like this, talking to Ghislaine Maxwell, who apparently doesn't deny that some of these cases exist, was she even telling the truth or just playing some game? Either way, this was all known about, not just by people after the fact, but allegedly by people during the fact. This is from Mark Epstein. It's sourced from Jeffrey Epstein. Quote, "If I said what I know about both candidates, they'd have to cancel the election."
This is Jeffrey Epstein's brother.
Make this quick. I have experiments underway.
What the fuck is going on? How is this happening?
Dynamic. Do not
This is
let
so
your
obvious, though.
guard
Dark shit
down.
happens. Why are we so surprised? The issue isn't that it happens. I'm not, like, yes, stuff like Jeffrey Epstein has been happening ever since the dawn of time. But it's the fact that it's happening in plain view and it's being protected. I'm not upset. In a way, I'm upset that it happened. It sounds bad to say that I'm not upset that it happened. Of course it's bad that it happened. But the real conversation here is about why it's not being dealt with, basically.
That's what Jeffrey told me in 2016. So not even Jeffrey Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell allegedly were claiming this was all just between them. They were constantly insinuating that there were compromising things on various powerful people.
Why can't we make these people testify? Why can't we make them give up the names? I don't understand why we don't do that. Fifth Amendment? The right to avoid self-incrimination. They testify against
The
themselves.
battlefield is dynamic.
This isn't about themselves.
Do not let your guard down.
I should try to smile.
Yeah, they
more,
can't
you
self-report.
say?
That's fine.
Like this?
Yep. Not tweak the law. Yeah, no, that's what it says. Yeah, that's clearly what it says. And also, by the way, if we can't force them to testify, there's no way that this was happening completely domestically, which means that there are probably other countries in the world that we could extradite them to that don't have the Fifth Amendment. Now, what would I do? That's a good point. Oh, yeah. Russia, wherever. Is there a precedent for this? Seems like a perfect time. Most countries have something similar. Well, that's okay. You only need to find one that doesn't. Yeah, you're telling, and this is what's so annoying about this. You're telling me the CIA and Guantanamo Bay was able to make those clowns stand on boxes looking like scarecrows while they're being electrocuted. You can waterboard people, you can torture them nonstop, but the only people that you can do this to are a bunch of random fucking terrorists in the Middle East, and we can't do it to one of the most prolific human traffickers of all time. Really? This is bullshit. This is bullshit. Where is the dark CIA? Where's the deep state when you need them? It's bullshit. The pussies, yeah, I'm sorry. Maybe this is too far. But that sounds like bullshit to me. The one time we need them. The one time.
Funny is that Trump himself, even before he was in a position to declassify this stuff, had accused other powerful people of doing these things.
Bill Clinton, nice guy. He's got a lot of problems coming up, in my opinion, with the famous island.
Why would you say this? Why would you say this?
Jeffrey Epstein.
That island was really a cesspool. There's no question about it. Just ask Prince Andrew.
You also have the fact that Jeffrey Epstein was in touch with other convicted
I
pedophiles.
alone will decide whether it's for show or for battle.
Wow. Also, the problem is being on a flight log alone doesn't prove anything, and people's speculations alone also bring no consequence. Then release everything. In my opinion, this might sound like, again, I do think that the way that I solve most problems is very barbaric. But I think it works. When you have an infection on a limb, sometimes you can't cure the infection, and you have to sever the entire limb. Even though there are cells inside of that limb that are not infected. Put out the information. Put it all out. Don't redact anybody's name, and sever the limb. That's what I think they should do.
My compliment.
Larry Nasser, he was writing letters, so the idea once again is that he was just by himself, off by himself, doing things on his island by himself, and then taking calls with people like Bill Gates simply for philanthropic advice, really pushes the bounds of belief.
Somebody says you want that blood so bad you're turning your back on a patriot? How? I'm not against Trump. If I was against Trump, I would just be saying that, like, he's wrong, and I wouldn't be advocating for him to do anything. The reason why I'm saying this is because I think there's a chance that it can happen. Like, the reason why I'm pushing for this is because I think that there is a critical mass that you can make this stuff come out with. And the reason why I'm talking about it a lot and pushing it a lot, same with coffee, is because we are trying to reach that critical mass. That critical mass is what got Trump elected in the first place.
Forget a close associate of Bill Gates was named a fallback executor on the will of Jeffrey Epstein, which he, by the way, said he was shocked by, and he deeply regrets meeting Epstein.
Wow.
Bill Gates has said similar things to that effect. Of course, Bill Gates fraternized with Epstein after he was convicted of crimes. Previously, he told the Wall Street Journal, I didn't have any business relationship or friendship with him, but in fact, he met multiple times with him at his Manhattan townhouse.
Wait. Oh, Coffee, you didn't read the next sentence. Once staying late into the night. Gentlemen, I think we may have a problem here. And I think we might have a little bit of a situation. I don't know if you heard, but Cash Patel and Dan Boingo are considering resigning now. I'll look at it after this.
Manhattan townhouse. Now, once again, I have to say real quick, all of these people are innocent until proven guilty. All of them deny doing anything untoward.
That's true. They are innocent. That's right. And I think that they're so innocent that they should come forward and testify in front of Congress, in front of everybody, televised, and just lay it all out. Like, we didn't... did we really make the Patriot Act for nothing? Like, don't we get to cash in on our deep state surveillance state stuff. Like, you have all these logs, you have all these phone recordings, you tapped everybody's phones, you've got everybody's internet logs, you've got everything. Just put it out there.
But my point is, there are already too many associations to make the lone trafficker theory make any sense. For example, Jean-Luc Brunel was somebody who apparently trafficked a bunch of people to Epstein, who himself abused a bunch of women and even was charged for it. He was charged for some really awful things. And
drugging and raping a 17-year-old girl. I see. And then on February, Brunel was found dead in his jail cell, and then he allegedly killed himself.
Let's take them together.
Wow. I'm sure not noticing a pattern here.
Later found dead in his cell. Interestingly, Epstein was actually a financier of Brunel's modeling agency, where a lot of this alleged abuse happened. So once again, the idea of the lone trafficker just doesn't make sense, because Epstein directly linked to another guy who was also abusing women.
Yep.
So after all of this, they're really asking you to believe the unbelievable. They're asking you to not believe what they've said about this case, both out of office and now in power. They're asking you to not believe public reporting linking Epstein to other known files. They're asking you not to believe suspicious circumstances regarding settlements of powerful people. They're asking you to believe that Epstein was just the greatest tax advisor and financial advisor on the planet that all of these billionaires needed to consult, despite the fact that there are entire organizations built around providing the same service.
And also, by the way, here's a really good way to look at it. If Epstein was so good at doing their taxes and they needed Epstein to do their taxes, then why didn't they start paying more taxes after Epstein died? It's just so stupid. How are people... Oh my God. That's interesting? Yeah, duh. Oh, maybe he taught them the way. Like Yoda? I like that. Gave him the secret sauce. It was in his will.
This is this without the, links to crimes. They're asking you to believe that when people are talking about Snow White and Beauty and the Beast, they're referencing Disneyland. And they're especially asking you to believe that they have found 900 new victims since reviewing these files and exactly 0 new perpetrators. So
what are the odds? I think this is the reason why people are so angry about this, is the blatant disrespect to the intelligence of the public. That anybody could even for a second believe any of this is not just total fucking bullshit. It's insulting. It is.
I'm fine.
Oh, I'm just not buying it personally. I find it insulting.
I'm just not.
To the intelligence of every single person.
Yeah, I agree. He's a smart guy. Look at that. Wow. How about that?
Who's ever looked at this story, and yeah, it really makes me feel like this was a appropriate time to launch a crime is legal merch collection, to be honest. So yeah, this is probably my last video on this for a while, but it's disgusting.
It won't be mine, I'll tell you that. And this is outrageous. Give CoffeeZilla some support. I really like this guy. It's his second channel. I do think, by the way, there is a way to force this into happening. I do. And before you think that it's impossible, you can do anything that you want if you can get enough people together. Anything that you want. You can change the entire Constitution.
Physical damage detected.
So just get more people together. It's that simple.
Video game publishers use their legions of lawyers to lock down their most iconic characters and franchises so other developers can't copy them. We've all seen how Nintendo gets fan games taken down to protect their copyrights, and some companies go even further. It's not enough to just guard their characters. These are video game mechanics nobody can use. Of course, keep in mind we're not patent lawyers or anything like that, but we will link all of our research in the description down below. Starting off at number 15, an obvious one, the Nemesis system from Shadow of Mordor. It's one of the best examples of a video game mechanic that's patented. It's a distinct feature that we've never really seen in other games. There's a reason for that. Warner Brothers Entertainment actually has a patent for the Nemesis system that